Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and today we're checking out the STM Goods ChargeTree Swing. It's a wireless charger for desktop. It has a swing out element. They have two of these models, one that doesn't have this part where it actually comes out the top here and you put your watch on the top, but this one swings out so you can actually use it as a nightstand, and you can have the nightstand functionality for your Apple Watch to sit on there as well. It charges up to 3 devices, so you can actually have your phone, your Apple Watch, and behind you can have your AirPods charging as well. And if you're not using or you don't have an Apple Watch, you can just swing that back and you can use that if you were, say, thinking about getting an Apple Watch in the future. You've got this that will cover the ability to do that too. And you've got like a little flap so you can actually see a little bit more detail what the actual charger has and a little bit of a preview of what's inside. To quickly go over the functions, it's slim and sleek, so it saves you space on your desktop, but it's all compact and all combined all together. You don't get like a super large charger that's just taking up all your desk space. You have a convenient way to store your Apple Watch, or if you don't have it, you can store it away. It's cheap, certified, so you can not only do Apple charging, wireless charging, you can do Android charging as well. And it's easy to connect with a USB-C to C lead. And then you will obviously need at least a 20-watt adapter to get the best charging power into all the various devices, especially if you're charging all 3. So here's what's in the box. You get the charger itself, small little instruction guide, a perch adapter, and I'll go over that in a minute. And you get a USB-C to C cable of at least probably about 1 meter long. Instruction guide. Very small. And this perch adapter is basically, some phones don't have a coil alignment. Sometimes like the coil might be further up on the actual phone itself. So if your coil is not matching the alignment of the stand, they've given this little rubber insert and get even more height addition, so you can actually move your phone and the coil can be all in alignment and get the best charging you can. We won't be using that just yet. Underneath you've got a AirPod charger you can put your AirPods onto if you've got a wireless charging case. On the back you have the swing out arm. It only swings out one way, and you can do it that way. You can't go any further than this, so if you want to do it down, you've actually got to bring it all the way back. You can't have it pointing downwards, unfortunately. And obviously if you haven't got an Apple Watch, you can just throw that away and you can just use it as a normal stand with the ability to charge your AirPods as well. On the back you've got a USB-C input, so you can just actually connect its bundle cable. So today I'm going to use this very small and very capable 20-watt charger from SyncWire. It's got a USB-C connection, so you're going to plug this cable here into this and then we can see how well the whole mount charges. Right, so we're up and running. There's no immediate lights that I can see on this stand, so that's good. So if you're using this as a nightstand, it's not going to illuminate your entire room when it's not got a phone on it, at least. So let's try it with a phone. I've got my iPhone 13 Pro here. It does have a case. It's very thin, but it's got MagSafe pass-through. That's now charging without a problem. Whilst it's charging, there's a subtle sort of light. You probably can't see that, but there's a light that emits on the bottom of this bar. This was like clear, and there's probably a LED that's inside there that's just shining through here. So it's quite subtle. The light does go, so if you do use it as a nightstand, it will not bother you whilst it's charging at night. I'll just take it off and put it back on. You can see the light there, and that will go after about a minute of charging, so it's not bothering you at night, so that's good. Let's try the arm, and we swing out that. I'll take my watch off and we'll just try that. That's now charging. Doesn't really hold the watch in any way, so if you've got a heavy strap then it might not hold it properly. If you've got like a loop like this, which is quite top heavy, it's gonna not have that watch rest in alignment. But that's not a big issue. But if you've got like a normal watch strap that's going to dangle down, you've got plenty of room here for it before it hits the table surface. So that's good. And lastly, we've got our AirPods Pro wireless charging case. We'll put that on the back. Let's see if we can get into view. And that's now giving a green light that it's actually charging. So that's all good. Keeps it all nice and compact on the actual desktop stand itself. Let's see if we can do horizontal. Yes, it is charging it horizontally, so that's good as well. There must be a coil down below as well as mid or further up. So that's good to know. So you can watch videos on your table surface, for example. You can have it on your desktop at the side and you can watch films off it, knowing that it's charging it at the same time. So that's handy. So that's good. Everything all seems to be working straight off the 20-watt charger that I've got it plugged into. Everything is 100% charging. So this ChargeTree Swing 3-in-1 charging station retails for $69.95 in the UK or just under $80 in the US, which is a bit steep, but you got to think it is charging 3 items at once. And as long as you've got it plugged into a 20-watt or more charger, it's definitely capable of charging all 3 in one go. You've got some nice heat dissipation here on the back, so it's definitely not going to overheat. And it's nice that you can not have the Apple Watch functionality, and you've got that for future use should you need it. It's unfortunate that it doesn't swing out the other way if you sort of sleep on the other side of the bed and you want the watch nearer to you. But for me, at least, swinging it on this side is good for me. If you sleep on the right hand side of the bed. On the bottom, you've got a nice rubber footprint here, so it's definitely not going to slide around when you put your phone on it and off it. So that's very good. It's not going to move about. The feet's going to do a good enough job. It's not that nano material that grips and sticks, but it is a good enough rubber material to create some friction and prevent it from moving. There's a bit of a rubber pad on the back as well to prevent any sort of damage that the stand might cause to your phone itself, and it also helps when you place the phone on, you're not sort of making too much noise if you're putting the phone on the stand at night. Same thing goes for the bottom as well. You've got a bit of cushioning there as well, so it is quite silent when you're putting your phone on and off the actual stand itself. The back has got a nice amount of space to it, so technically you don't really have to charge your iPod cases. The rear pad might have lower charging ability, but in theory, yeah, you can charge another phone off it. So looking at the box and the charging speeds, you've got 3 watts maximum output for the Apple Watch. You've got up to 15 watts maximum, and phones that may only accept 7.5, like the older iPhones, it will charge them up to 7.5 or 15 watts if your phone supports wireless charging up to that amount. And obviously if your wall adapter provides that amount of charging speed. And AirPods on the back is only going to give you 5 watts. So if you were to charge another device or a phone, for example, off this pad, then it's not going to give you the maximum amount of charging as much as this one will. And obviously if something's not compatible, it will try and tell you that by flashing along the bottom of the screen. So if I put my watch, for example, on the base here, it will now start flashing that it's incompatible. So that's a good way to tell you if something's definitely not going to charge or not. But overall, I think it's a nice simplified case. The USP really is this mounting arm here, the rear charging point for the AirPods case, as well as the ability to have everything all under one quite relatively small footprint. So ideal for a nightstand use, or if you've got like a countertop in the kitchen or your desktop surface at work, this will probably suit those purposes as well. It comes in 2 colors, black and white. Black is pretty much all black, including the mount at the bottom. So I think that's preferably a bit nicer than this sort of 2-color white and grey combo. I probably would have preferred if this rubber padding was also white, or at least as bright as it could be to match the white sort of scheme of this. Same for the bottom lip as well. I think that could have been all white too, rather than quite standing out in black, as well as the charging point. So when you've got nothing actually attached to it, it could look all white. That would be a bit nicer to me. But I'll flash up the black one so you can actually see what it looks like, so you can see the 2 models together. Overall, it's a nice stand, but if a little bit pricey, but you are getting some quite good build quality here. Definitely doesn't feel cheap, feels sturdy, even though it's plastic material, and hopefully we can get some good charging speeds out of it as well in the long run. All right, thanks for watching this review. I hope you found it helpful. If it has, please leave us a like down below and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this stand. You can check out all my other iPhone accessory reviews up in this playlist here. Hit the subscribe button down below to catch all my future content, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.